Have you noticed what's happening with businesses in the USA? Even major chains are being forced to declare bankruptcy, leaving thousands of people without jobs. Why is this happening, especially since the food industry has always been considered a reliable sector? In this video, I'll explain it, and believe me, there are some surprising revelations waiting for you, especially at the end. Potbelly. Let's start with one of the most well-known brands in the USA, Potbelly Sandwich Shop. This fast food chain began its story in 1977 in Chicago, when Peter Hastings decided to turn his antique shop into a cafe where they started selling sandwiches. Initially, the shop dealt in antiques, but over time, sandwiches became the main product. The special feature of Potbelly is the use of an old-fashioned potbelly stove to prepare toasted sandwiches, which is where the restaurant got its name. In 1996, a Chicago entrepreneur named Bryant Keel acquired Potbelly, marking the beginning of the chain's active expansion. By 2013, the company successfully conducted an IPO, raising up to $75 million. Since then, Potbelly has continued to grow, and today the chain has hundreds of locations not only in the USA, but also abroad, including in the UK, UAE, and other countries. Each Potbelly location maintains a unique style, blending elements of antiques and local culture, creating a cozy atmosphere. The company is known for its approach to using fresh ingredients and supporting local musicians who perform right in the restaurants, adding a special charm. Another interesting fact, Potbelly has a secret menu where you can find unique dishes not available on the regular menu, such as sandwiches with multiple types of meat or sweet shakes with added cookies. Despite its successful development and prosperity, why did this company end up on my list? Potbelly announced the permanent closure of 16 of its restaurants. For the second quarter, which ended on June 28th, Potbelly's losses increased to $22.2 million, or 93 cents per share, compared to $1.9 million, or 8 cents per share, for the same period last year. Revenue dropped by 46.5% to $56.2 million, down from $105.6 million the previous year. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? However, same-store sales began to show improvement throughout the quarter, from a decline of 68% at the end of March to a drop of around 20% in June. At this point, Potbelly had 468 restaurants, including 44 franchised locations. Potbelly made a bold announcement of its intention to close up to 100 of its locations, which is roughly a quarter of its total company-owned restaurants. To overcome these challenges, the company brought in a restructuring consultant and a bankruptcy attorney. These efforts seem to have had some success. By August, the Chicago-based chain revised its plans and now expects to close fewer than 50 restaurants, which is significantly less than the original forecast. But why is this happening at all? Incredible inflation, rising unemployment. These factors lead to fewer customers, while investor demands are growing. One can only hope that this chain will survive and continue to delight its customers. California Pizza Kitchen. But sometimes companies are ruined not only by the economy, but also by their own short-sightedness. California Pizza Kitchen is an American restaurant chain known for its pizzas with unusual toppings and its innovative approach to Italian cuisine. The company was founded in 1985 in Los Angeles, California, by two lawyers, Larry Flax and Rick Rosenfield, who decided to turn their passion for food into a business. From the beginning, California Pizza Kitchen stood out among other pizzerias with its unique recipes and high-quality ingredients. For example, one of their most popular pizzas, the BBQ Chicken Pizza, combined flavorful barbecue sauce, chicken, and cheese, which was quite unconventional at the time. The company's rise was linked to its rapid growth and expansion, not only in the United States, but also beyond. By the early 2000s, CPK already had hundreds of restaurants and even started selling frozen versions of its pizzas in supermarkets. By the way, they're a very tasty and affordable option. However, like many companies, California Pizza Kitchen faced difficulties. The 2008 financial crisis hit the restaurant industry hard, and this chain was no exception. The decline in consumer spending led to the closure of some restaurants and a decrease in profits. But that was just the beginning. Recently, the situation has deteriorated to the point where the company had to file for bankruptcy. This is particularly striking against the backdrop of competitors' successes, who focused on developing delivery services and managed to adapt to changing consumer preferences during the pandemic. Yes, you heard right. While everyone else was busy delivering pizzas to homes, California Pizza Kitchen barely moved in that direction. Even during the pandemic, when restaurants were empty and the company was losing millions of dollars paying staff who had no work, management didn't see this as a problem, believing they just needed to wait it out. As a result, the chain's restaurants began to close, especially in states like Texas, Alabama, and Georgia, where locations shut down one after another. The company's financial situation became extremely strained. Debts reached $400 million, while cash and liquid assets made up only a small part of that sum. Despite Despite all the challenges, the company's CEO remains optimistic. He is confident that California Pizza Kitchen can recover quickly from the current crisis. However, he acknowledges that the company faces not just a walk in the park, but a tough and thorny path ahead. At the moment, the company is effectively on the brink of collapse, continuing to close more restaurants every month. It's a shame, but they have only themselves to blame. Flexibility and the ability to adapt are the main rules of a successful business. But let's move on, as there are still several chains ahead that are also teetering on the edge. Kona Grill. The famous Kona Grill began its journey back in 1998 in Scottsdale, Arizona. The restaurant's founder, Michael McDermott, initially ran an establishment called Sushi on Shea, which specialized in sushi. However, in 1998, he decided to change the concept and opened Kona Grill, a restaurant focused on American cuisine combined with traditional sushi. A key part of the new establishment's identity was its modern design and wide selection of dishes. To expand his business, McDermott sold Sushi on Shea in 2002 to fully concentrate on developing Kona Grill. This move allowed the chain to grow and add new restaurants across the country. Since its first opening, Kona Grill has become a place where flavors and styles mix, offering visitors unique culinary experiences. After a successful IPO in 2005, the restaurants continued their expansion. However, by 2019, the chain faced serious financial difficulties that led to bankruptcy. Despite this, Kona Grill managed to survive the crisis thanks to its acquisition by One Hospitality Group, which bought the chain for just $25 million. This move helped stabilize the company's situation and start a new phase of development. And it seemed like everything was starting to improve. After the relaunch, the Kona Grill chain showed improved sales figures and positive growth rates in the following years, with an increase in same-store sales of 21.9% and 27.5% compared to previous years. Kona Grill also actively developed new directions, including corporate and licensed establishments both in the US and abroad. But everything changed drastically last year. The chain began to slowly sink again. The foundation was eroding. Kona Grill filed for bankruptcy and closed 19 locations, which dealt a significant blow to the industry. What happened? One of the reasons for the problems was the enormous cost of opening each new restaurant, around $4 million, according to the former CEO. The management's ambitious expansion plans seemed to contribute to the financial difficulties. They became too confident and didn't fully calculate the risks. This happens when you think all the problems are behind you and life hits you again, leaving no time to catch your breath. The problem is exacerbated by record high inflation in the US, and the money invested in expansion simply doesn't cover the real costs of purchasing and maintaining equipment, so the situation might only worsen in the near future. Krispy Kreme. And how could we not talk about donuts when it comes to the US? Krispy Kreme, the famous donut chain, was founded by Vernon Rudolph in 1937 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Rudolph bought a secret yeast donut recipe from a French chef in New Orleans and started selling them in local grocery stores. The success was so great that he soon began selling donuts directly from his store by cutting a hole in the wall to serve passers-by. This idea was so popular that soon other local establishments copied it, setting up their own street windows, which remain popular across America to this day. Over time, the company expanded and opened stores all across the US. In 2001, Krispy Kreme had a successful IPO, but soon faced serious problems, including accusations of unethical accounting practices and investigations by the Securities and Exchange Commission. These issues severely undermined investor confidence, and the company's stock value plummeted. In 2006, new CEO Daryl Brewster took the helm, focusing on the company's recovery, including expanding into international markets. These efforts proved successful, and Krispy Kreme was able to regain its market position. But why then are locations closing worldwide? After all, Krispy Kreme is known today for its unique donuts and special flavor collaborations, such as Butterfinger Donuts in 2020 and Kit Kat in 2024, and it continues to maintain its popularity both in the US and abroad. However, in 2023, the company announced the closure of 4 stores as part of a strategy to eliminate underperforming locations. The year before, the chain had already closed 10 establishments that weren't generating enough revenue, but these closures turned out to be justified. By the end of the year, Krispy Kreme earned an impressive $152 billion in net revenue. President and CEO Mike Tattersfield expressed confidence in the company's long-term goal of achieving more than 50,000 points of access worldwide. The company also introduced a new hub and spoke business model, where large locations serve as production hubs for donuts, which are then distributed to smaller stores known as spokes. What does the future hold for Krispy Kreme? Kreme. With such strategic steps and a clear vision of the future, the company will likely continue expanding its presence and strengthening its position in the global market. Sometimes closing a few locations can indeed lead to the opening of hundreds of new, more successful ones. Metro Diner. But unfortunately, not everyone manages to implement such effective crisis management. Metro Diner, a well-known American casual dining chain, started its journey in 1992 when Mark DeVoli opened the first location in Jacksonville, Florida. The restaurant quickly gained popularity thanks to its hearty dishes and friendly atmosphere, attracting many regular customers. Over time, the brand expanded significantly, reaching more than 60 locations in various states. Significant growth began after the restaurant appeared on the popular TV show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives in 2010, which increased its visibility and popularity. A little later, Metro Diner began collaborating with Console Hospitality Partners in 2014, leveraging the expertise of industry veterans for further expansion and operational efficiency. Metro Diner became known for its signature dishes, such as fried chicken and waffles and shrimp grits, maintaining a focus on offering affordable and beloved food. Inexpensive and delicious, a perfect concept for attracting customers, right? But why did they end up on my list? Like many others in the industry, the Metro Diner chain faced serious challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic, leading to temporary closures of some locations and the need to shift to takeout services. Metro Diner quickly adapted to the new conditions, improving its delivery options and restructuring operations for more efficient customer service. This proactive approach helped retain a significant portion of the business during these difficult times. However, despite the initial success, Metro Diner has encountered a series of difficulties in recent years, leading to the closure of several locations, including both restaurants in Las Vegas, as well as establishments in Indianapolis, Birmingham, South Tulsa, and Macon. One of the key reasons Metro Diner left Las Vegas was local wage laws. Unlike many other states where tipped employees can be paid less than the base rate, Nevada requires employers to pay the full minimum wage. Metro Diner stated that complying with this law made it impossible to remain profitable in Las Vegas, as the increased labor costs significantly reduced financial efficiency. In such a situation, the options were limited: either raise the prices of dishes, which would go against the chain's concept, or close the locations in Nevada. They chose the latter and completely exited this market. This decision severely impacted the company's economy, but despite the challenges, Metro Diner is still staying afloat. And these are just a few chains experiencing serious problems. By the end of the year, their numbers could rise significantly. We're not talking about just a couple of restaurants. I'll keep monitoring the situation, so make sure to subscribe to the channel, share where you like to eat, and of course, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're into interesting stories, script writing, video editing, or voiceover work, check out the Telegram bot linked in the description. I'd love to collaborate. Thank you.